Hello everyone, this is Rafiq from 2 Tanks No Aggro, and we are back with more Dead by Daylight DLC ideas. This is taking place after the Deathslinger chapter release, and let's just get into it with our special guest for this video.
Hey guys, it's Ghosty, and my friends here at 2 Tanks invited me to share some DLC ideas for Dead by Daylight. A killer we'd love to see in Dead by Daylight is Candyman. He's very iconic in the horror community and would fit the aesthetic of the game very well. This DLC seems within the realm of possibility too, since Jordan Peele's remake is coming out later this year. I'm sure Tony Todd wouldn't mind stepping in to do some voice acting for this game as well. Some abilities he could have are a passive on his basic attack, being his hook, and after 5 consecutive strikes that counts towards the survival's hooked count. Get it? Like the amount of times you have to say his name. Another obvious inclusion is utilizing his bees. Having bee swarms fly at players as a slowing effect or using them to linger at generators and disrupt progress seems reasonable. For the survivor, Helen, the protagonist from the first movie, seems like the best choice. This also could lead to some flavorful obsession perks, her being the reincarnation of Candyman's lover and all.
For the next killer on our list, we're keeping with the classics, and it would be a Phantasm chapter with the Tall Man as the killer. So the Tall Man would have sentinel spheres to chase the survivor, and you would directly control the sentinel sphere as it goes along, instantly downing if it hits. Obviously, this would have limited uses per match, similar to Amanda's bear traps. Another active ability for the Tall Man could be placing portals for his little alien Goybins to come out of and hit survivors off of generators. While the Goybins wouldn't do any damage per se, it would be a good disruption tactic for him to have. Lastly, I'd like to see maybe some sort of Mori with him in a coffin. I just really like the scene of him picking up the coffin and putting it into the hearse in the first one. Very classic, and just him smashing someone to bits and then putting them into their own coffin would be hilarious. On the survivor side, it would have to be Reggie. Obviously, he was in every single Phantasm movie and just a great time throughout.
For our last killer, we're taking the classic video game series Silent Hill. The killer would have to be the antagonist and most iconic bad guy from the Silent Hill series, Pyramid Head. He's obviously going to be a slow bruiser because if you've played the games, you know the guy moves pretty slow. Pyramid Head's going to be relying on 2 abilities to help him take down survivors. His first one, a passive, the iconic Silent Hill Fog, an aura around Pyramid Head that decreases his terror radius and increasingly slows survivors the closer he gets. Once he's closed in on him, he can move to his second ability. Pyramid Head's second ability will be an activated ability called the Siren's Call, which blares out with the iconic Silent Hill siren. Survivors within his terror radius will be heavily obscured by the darkness of the other world, suffering punishing skill checks, and when hit by a basic attack will be immediately downed. The survivor we'd like to see would be Mira, the Shiba Inu. Just kidding. We want James Sunderland from Silent Hill 2. Also a cameo from Mira would be totally welcome.
And that's all for part 2. Make sure to check out our special guest Ghosty's channel because she is one of the few channels out there that's worth a damn. So remember, this is 2 Tanks No Aggro. Have a good one.